These are the three guys that have played a lot of basketball together, very comfortable alongside one another, have an identity, have an awareness of where the other's going to be. And I'll tell you what, Anish, they're going to come in here undeterred, not scared. They went into that environment in Louisville. They won that game. They fought on the backboard. They'll be ready to play.
They come in with just as many ACC wins on the season as UNC. The Tar Heels control the tip. They've won 4 straight. Defensively, a huge improvement in those games. Won all 4 by double digits. Dawson Garcia, the Marquette transfer from the outside. A Carolina team that is shooting 42% from 3, 6th in the nation. As we look at the starting 5 for Furman, Alex Hunter, the point guard, the leading scorer, makes it go.
As good as these guards have been for UNC, what a dynamic front line. Guys like Garcia that can step out and hurt you and still bully you on the block as well.
There is Mike Bothwell, who had 30 in the win against Louisville. Shot clock down to 2. Bothwell from the corner left it short. Good defense by Leaky Black. Starting lineup for UNC. They have 5 players on the team who average at least 11 a game. 4 of the starters except for Black. And then Brady Manick, the OU transfer, off the bench.
For those unaware of how this Furman team does it offensively, they're going to be active, run you out screens. They take 33s a game, making nearly 12 of them, so they're efficient from there. UNC will be tasked with being disciplined in how they guard. That is a good start and a strong sequence from UNC.
A traveling call on Jalen Slauson as you get a look at Bob Ritchie, 5th season as the head coach at Furman. He's been there more than a decade overall. And really the last step for this program is to get to the NCAA tournament. They've finished top 3 in the SoCon 5 years in a row as Garcia has the first 5 for the Heels.
Competent movement, activity offensively from the Tar Heels. Quick reaction from Bacot to deliver the basketball. So far, it's been a good start for UNC.
Bothwell looking to Hunter, who kicks it out to Marcus Foster. It doesn't go. Furman, 2 shots, 2 threes, both misses. Garcia down low, and he's got himself a 7-0 run. And Bob Ritchie wants a timeout for Furman. All win streak.
And in talking to Coach Davis, we had the opportunity, and it's always an engaging conversation, such a charismatic guy, but offers a lot of information, and said, we got the chance to practice for 8 days. To get in the lab with my group, we got to get down to the basics of how we want to guard, what it takes to be good defensively. We got the talent and the athletes. So to have that practice time put us in the position to really take off defensively, and we've seen it pay off on the court.
That 4-game win streak started against UNC Asheville, then the 8 days off, and we saw that defensive prowess in the Big Ten ACC Challenge against Michigan. Lawson puts up a 3 and he knocks it down. Last Tuesday against Winthrop, he posted the first triple-double in Furman history.
This is going to be a Furman team. They're not going to get away from the 3 because their first few haven't fallen. They take 30 of them. So there's amnesia with these shooters where they say, no, we're going to go back and chase a 3 because it's what is going to equalize, neutralize this game. Slauson's got a good stroke, a 6'7" big who's going to challenge those guys to come out there and guard him.
He has put up Conference Player of the Year type numbers early. Garcia able to draw the foul. It has been the Dawson Garcia show early. All 7 points for UNC. Had 22 over the weekend in a win against Elon.
That's what makes this UNC team so unique. You got 5 guys who can go for 20. If you remember back to that Purdue loss, a game in which I thought the Tar Heels showed well. 26 from Garcia in that one, and he shows the multiple ways he can do it. He can get to the free throw line. He can step behind the arc. He can move without the basketball. He can run the floor. That's a nice 4-man to have alongside Armando Bacot.
We have not been accustomed to seeing many 6'11" big men for UNC with the type of game that Garcia has, able to stretch the floor and stretch the defense. This is Heen looking for help, and The size of UNC is going to be a problem for Furman tonight. Furman's tallest player is 6'7" in Jalen Swanson. Slauson.
I'll tell you what, Anish, this is a disciplined defensive start for UNC. As Coach Hubert Davis known for the long ball, but it's also for motivating this group because they are switching screens, they are communicating, they are active, they are up in guys, they are disruptive defensively to start.
Garcia's got all 9 for the Heels. This is R.J. Davis. They denied the entry. Caleb Love, he hit one from there against Elon the other night. Finding Baycott, who drops it in.
If you're Furman, you think you got to take the first thrust from this superior, talented UNC team. We can't take too much of a blow early on. Weather the storm to the first media. You want to keep it tight. Back cuts like that for 2 go a long way to stop the bleed.
Alex Hunter, fifth-year senior, 4-year starter, leading scorer. Homecoming for him. He's a Raleigh native. Hubert Davis told us, hey, we know we've got the big height advantage. We're going to go inside, and they have been attacking the paint. 5 for 6 from the field, and it's the bigs, Garcia and Baycott, with all 13 points. Slauson from the outside, his second 3.
For as efficient as UNC has been, because of the three-point shot, the ability to bang down 2 of them for Furman, they are still within striking distance.
Davis can't get the roll. Rebound Garcia through traffic. The offensive rebound and putback. 11 for Garcia. We have not even hit the first media timeout. This is Heen working on Garcia. Big size disadvantage. Little YMCA move by Garrett Heen, the sophomore from Charlotte.
How about the spacing from Furman to allow Heen to challenge Garcia with no help side to come, can operate comfortably.
I loved it. Everything to finish there. Split the defense. That was a nifty move. Love again. Down the lane and the foul. The bigs getting it done early for North Carolina. 11 for Garcia, 4 for Baycott. They've got Alston as well. Last year, lost by 3 to Alabama, lost by 5 to Cincinnati. In 2020, they took an Auburn team that was Final Four bound to overtime. We have seen this team play with the best of the best, and it would not surprise us to see Furman push North Carolina to the wire tonight.
And that's a massive obstacle to overcome before you step foot on the floor. If you get enamored with the fact that you are playing UNC on their home floor and you're not ready for the moment, you will get steamrolled. But this is a group that has won, and because of that, they're coming out here confidently. But can they get stops? Because the Tar Heels early on, especially Garcia, getting whatever, whenever, however.
Defensively, what does Furman have to do given what UNC has size and athleticism-wise?
Well, they got to keep up with their guys. I mean, you're talking about plays that are back cuts, easy dump overs, high-low. It's too easy. They're not getting back in transition. Some of it is fixable stuff. And, of course, against UNC, when the ball goes up, you have to be ready to rebound.
Garcia to Manick and 1. Those 2 big guys, their passing ability offers a different element to this offense.
Well, what you're seeing here is an offensive rebound grab, and it's just pure size. 6'8" kicks it over to 6'11" and goes down low to 6'9". So you're confidently passing with a clear view over the defense. You're establishing low post real estate to turn and score because your opponent is undersized.
Free throw no good. We get a whistle. Bill Covington says, hold up. Covington, Ron Groover, Mark Schnurr, the officials tonight. Looked like a fan fell down. Jordan, you mentioned rebounding early on, 7-2 advantage UNC.
And it hasn't have to be too much offensive rebounding, although we've seen it in these last few sequences, because UNC's been red hot making shots early on because they're getting whatever they want. The rebounding has come the majority of it on the defensive side, because Furman, when they get a look with disciplined defense, it's been one and done, and UNC's been going out running. The game plan has worked almost to a T for UNC, but they have to be able to stop the three and take away some of the penetration as well.
Hunter over Love. Alex Hunter averaging more than 20 a game over his last 5.
I mean, you've got to be looking down low to Garcia. That size advantage. That's a missed opportunity from a UNC team that's been executing early.
Furman in transition, and it's a 2-point game. Marcus Foster, the redshirt sophomore, moved into the starting lineup 5 games into the season. And knocked away by Slauson.
Now what you're seeing, Anish, because the shots are falling, there's a commitment to defense from Furman, but you get the dribble drive. You collapse the defense. They get caught ball watching, and the straw that stirs the drink, Alex Hunter bangs down the baseline 3. And then in transition, you got to get back and communicate. That is simply too easy from Foster, the 6'4" sophomore guard, getting an easy one, building confidence.
Garcia looking for Manic, and Foster a little too eager, picks up the foul.
UNC cannot get away from what was working so well. And look, it starts with Garcia touching the basketball. He's been unstoppable. But getting touches down low, there's such a distinct size advantage. Don't get bored with what's easy and what's successful.
Love working on Joe Anderson, now picked up on the switch. Love down the lane, Manic fighting for the rebound, and the putback. 5 offensive rebounds in less than 8 minutes for UNC.
Started with the aggressive drive. Caleb Love makes the defense commit, taking them out of rebounding position, begetting and allowing an offensive rebounding opportunity. It's such a nice one to get to for Manic.
Furman has made its last 6 from the field. Slauson backing down Garcia and make it 7 in a row for the Paladins.
That's actually good defense from Garcia. That's just this tough shot from Slauson, who's a shot maker.
Furman 8 of 11 from the field. Carolina 8 for 15. Garcia, wild shot. Manic battling for the rebound and the putback. Carolina cleaning up on second chance points.
Do not get it twisted. Manic is much more than a three-point shooter. He is working hard for 2 down low. If he's not getting a touch, he's trying for the second chance opportunities, and he's been successful.
A foul on Garcia off the Slauson drive.
Man in the arena, but not that Brady. It's Brady Manic getting 2 defensively. That looks like the team we saw about 5 games ago that was getting lit up defensively. That the opposition could get whatever they want. It's a good Furman offense, but it's become too easy. Spacing you out, getting the 3-point look, but as a man defensively, take pride in keeping your man in front, fighting through screens and contesting. That's where the Tar Heels can build.
Furman has made its last 7, 8 of 11 from the field. Hunter lines it up, and Furman within 1, 23-22.
There are 4 shooters on the floor that are dangerous at all times for Furman. You can only help so much. Some games you have to say, I'm going to be in charge of my man, you take care of yours, and that qualifies as team defense.
A foul on the drive.
Hunter's one of the best 3-point shooters in the country. So you can't, if you're Anthony Harris, help that far off a guy who shoots 48% from 3. You cannot give him that kind of leash. He will make you pay legitimately half the time.
Inside again, it's Manic. Here comes Hunter, draws the attention. Hunter's got 8, so does Slauson. Bothwell looking for his first points. That's the big 3. Hunter drives, kicks, and Slauson traveled. Tonight, more college basketball on ESPN. Should be a good one. Jaden Shackelford leading number 6 Alabama against Penny Hardaway's Memphis Tigers. Coverage starts at 9 Eastern. We make of the recent quotes by Penny calling out his veterans for Memphis's sluggish start.
I'm in disbelief. I've never seen such candid conversation between coach and media about personnel within their own locker room. It should start with the example from the coach. Keep that in-house. That doesn't motivate. That alienates. And they've not seen a response since he's gone out there and talked like that, Coach Hardaway. This team did not buy in. It did not galvanize the group. It made them worse off, to be quite honest.
That's been one of the more disappointing teams in the country. Baycott cleans. Manic entry pass. Baycott stripped. No call. Here comes Foster. And in the passing lane, Anthony Harris. Story so far, Furman lights out, 9 of 13 from the field, 4 of 6 from deep. Carolina, 10 second chance points, 18 points in the paint. And UNC with a decisive +7 edge on the glass.
I'll tell you what, I love the sense of urgency defensively from Furman. Like 3 Piranha when some food dangled into the water, converged on Baycott when the ball went down low. Active hands got the strip. A sense of urgency we had not seen in the first 11 minutes in the interior defensively from Furman.
Slauson, green lights it. Rebound Baycott. Bob Ritchie, Furman's head coach, telling us earlier today, toughness and speed can combat size and strength. There's R.J. Davis. Now Kerwin Walton. Manic lost it. Wanted to walk on Slauson. Hunter the long 2. Baycott there again.
That was a nice contest for Manic. Wasn't a shot block, but enough to alter and make Hunter think about it on the delivery as he rose up.
Manic on the inside and the foul.
I like everything that Manic has done in this game. Some of it not highlight reel type stuff, not a 3, not a poster dunk, but he's fighting on the back. He's playing high-low, distributing to his interior counterpart. He's cutting. He's running the floor. He's rebounding. He's bringing a level of toughness and sense of urgency that, quite frankly, the Tar Heels have been devoid of in their last few starts. We saw this in Elon, and then they picked it up in the second half. The game they deemed ugly. Well, it hasn't been the prettiest at times here, but Manic bringing that blue-collar approach.
And two from deep. On cue, 11 points for the Oklahoma transfer. A 4-year starter in Norman and a double-digit score in all 4 of those seasons with the Sooners.
He quickly reminds us, but I've got that stroke from distance too.
Career 37% three-point shooter when he came to UNC.
It's like watching Tiger swing a club. Brady Manic stroking that thing from deep.
To go in this first half. UNC has done it with its bigs. And Jordan, we highlighted the backcourt. Davis and Love for the Tar Heels at the top of the broadcast. They've combined for 2 points without a field goal, and you're okay with that. Why?
Because this is a game that can truly show their maturity and commitment to this winning culture there at UNC, because they don't need the points. They don't even need the assists. Get it to the bigs. I know in this world of college basketball we don't like that, but let your bigs decide this game. Their focus as guards needs to be, I want to have my impact defensively. Take away the three-point shot from this explosive backcourt for Furman. That's where I can leave my mark, not in the box score, potentially in this one.
Look at you, get it to the bigs. They're speaking your love language.
You know what? I'm kind of thrown off my game here in the honorable LaFonso Ellis back in studio, because that's what he is now. The honorable LaFonso Ellis. I don't know anybody else who's in a ring of honor in studio. And let me tell you, Coach is about as high up as I put anybody. He ain't honorable like LaFonso Ellis. That's different. That's rare air. It's rare air.
Is that jealousy? Is that jealousy I hear?
How can you be jealous of your big brother? That's family. When one of us eats, we all eat.
That's right. How about the win Notre Dame had over the weekend, beating Kentucky on the night they honored their friend LaFonso Ellis.
Is that win one for the Gipper? It's win one for the Fonz.
Bothwell off the mark. When he hits from the outside, he really gets going. Bob Ritchie, their head coach, telling us, old school guard who loves contact. Baycott, the follow, Garcia, who's got a game-high 13.
Garcia's been such a nice piece to this group. Takes it as it comes. Doesn't force anything. Has it certainly in this one. It's been scored in a variety of ways.
And the three at the other end by Furman and Hunter. He's got 11.
Got to run Hunter off the three-point line. Got to make him a driver. These guys are infatuated with the three-point shot. But can they drive and score against length? That's where the challenge needs to be defensive.
Three offline by Garcia. Hunter and one. He's a winner.
Bad angles from Leaky Black and how he's guarding. And he gets caught up on the screen here. You gotta read and react differently. Play angles, and Leaky Black just got caught up there, trailing it, and at that point you're just absolutely beat. You got to think this thing defensively against a Furman group that is active in their movement.
The foul is on R.J. Davis. 14 points now for Hunter. Raleigh native coming home to the triangle. He's been a part of some big non-conference wins. Villanova, Loyola Chicago, Louisville earlier this season. Leaky Black, no, Baycott lost it. And it's Furman ball with a chance to tie.
Leaky Black's playing on one side of the court with Armando Baycott. Help side was starting to come, but wasn't there. That's where you need to stay with it. It could be a post-repost. But Baycott needs to get that touch there. Baycott needs to make the decision. Leaky elects not to dump it down and forces a mid-range contested shot. A missed opportunity to get those touches where they've been so dominant.
Furman 5 of 9 from 3. They can take their first lead with a triple. Bothwell turns it over. Love pushing up ahead to Davis through the contact, throws it up, and it draws the foul.
Active hands. And how about Baycott? Moving his feet as a big man, not giving up an advantage. That spurs the active hands to translate to some offense going the other way. Let me tell you, I watched Baycott in that game versus Elon. He was denying out well past the three-point line, and at points was able to get in that passing lane, steal the basketball, and convert two going the other way. He's been challenged to do more and expand his skill set, but defensively, that kind of effort is contagious. Can that pick them up defensively in this one?
We heard so much how Baycott has expanded his game. You mentioned defending out on the perimeter. We're told he's got the green light to shoot threes as well. Haven't seen it a whole lot. He's only taken one this season. He took more than 1,000 threes a week in the offseason, and Hubert Davis told him, you want to play in the NBA as a big these days, you're going to have to be able to knock down the outside shot. He has the license to do so. Thursday at 7, it's App State and number 2 Duke. Blue Devils playing South Carolina State tonight. That's their first game since that loss to Ohio State in the Big Ten ACC Challenge. One-point game, less than 5 minutes to go here in this first half. Love, step back, it's good. Hit 4 threes on Saturday, his first field goal of the night.
That's decision-making, elite decision-making from Caleb Love. Understood he had a bigger guy defensively on him in Slauson at 6'7", gave him a little jab step, created space, punished him from the three-point line. That's why you see the numbers spike for Caleb Love. He's taking the right shot in the right moment.
Baycott with another rebound, his 7th. Good matchup here, Love and Hunter. Davis pulls up, shot blocked. Open 3. It's good.
Lack of communication.
Garrison.
Transition. Secondary break. You've got to communicate. You have to know where shooters are. Garrison shoots 45% from distance. Know your personnel and extend out. Got lost in the sauce and got punished from distance.
The Furman Paladins already have a win against Louisville, giving UNC. Yeah, Kevin, he sure can. 16-9 last year with Furman. Prior to that, 4 straight 20-win seasons and a couple of 25-win campaigns. Furman can take its first lead of the night here. Hunter for the lead. It's good. 17 in his homecoming in this first half for Alex Hunter.
Hunter's eyes got so big once he realized I've got a 6'10 defender in Baycott. He is too uncomfortable to guard me out here. He's afraid of the blow-by. He's on his heels. I'm going to light him up from distance. Confidently steps into the 3.
He's 6 of 7 from the field, 4 of 4 from distance. Now Love against Bothwell. Love down the lane. Garcia able to corral it, puts it up, and 2 free throws coming for the Marquette transfer.
I mean, look at this. That's 6'10 going against Hunter, who's 5'11", maybe with heels on, to be quite honest, because he looks shorter than 5'11", but he has that space because he knows Baycott is going to expect a drive. A disadvantage can be an advantage. And yes, UNC is the bigger team, so they can beat you on the backboard, but can they dance with us outside? Furman doesn't think so.
So you're a big guy. You've been in that spot. What's that like when you're going, I'm up against the guy who's 5'11", 6 feet out on the perimeter?
Well, don't get it twisted. I can guard all 5 spots on the floor.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'd be looking around saying, 5'10"? No. Where's my little guard? Where's Caleb? Where's RJ? And neither of them are little. Well, RJ's about 6 feet tall, but Caleb by no means little. You're looking around saying, I'm not ready for this. And once they smell the blood in the water, that guard is going to take full advantage. Hunter did.
Hunter, heat check. Not this time. He's allowed a couple of heat checks the way he's played in this first half. Davis picked up by Slauson. Entry pass, Garcia looking for Leaky Black.
Played perfectly for Furman defensively. Lazy as that final rotation was Slauson. He gets back there, that's a steal. But what a heads-up decision from Garcia to deliver once he fielded the double team.
Bothwell, his first basket.
I mean, what you're seeing playing out before our eyes is something's got to give. It's strength versus strength. The strength of UNC in this game is their size. They're getting whatever they want down low. The strength of this Furman team is they're smallish and can shoot it. And they're hurting the Tar Heels from distance.
8 for 13 from 3.
You trade 3s for 2s. That's why it's 39-37. The Tar Heels are showing the toughness, but the distance has been punishing. And again, watch Slauson. If he's a step quicker, that's a steal. But he doesn't get back in time. Leaky gets 2. And then right here, I mean, that's exactly what you want. Bothwell saying, okay, Manek, are you comfortable extending out here? If you get too close, it's a blow-by. I'll attack the closeout. If you don't want to come out there, well, I'm going to knock down a 3. I shoot 36% from distance.
15 points now for Dawson Garcia. 10th team foul on Furman. It was on J.P. Pegues, his first. So Carolina in the double bonus. Tar Heels have only committed 4 fouls. Here's Hunter.
Leaky Black
Drawing a lot of attention. Brings out for Slauson.
That was the effort from Leaky Black to say, no, you're not going to get matched on my big. I'm going to fight through this screen, and I'm going to guard you through the possession.
Shot clock at 7. Out of dribbling by Davis. Hoists a 3. Furman ball.
There is no greater belief now on that Furman sideline than in a possession like that. You took away the inside. They couldn't get a post entry. RJ's dribbling all around. And at that point, takes a bad shot. You got an air ball as time expires on the shot clock. Now you feel like this game is neutralized, and we can do literally whatever we want on both sides.
Bob Ritchie talked to us about the belief this team has had. They've played in big games. They've won big games. Bothwell had 30 in the Louisville win. Step back 3. Back iron. Battle for the rebound. And it comes to Furman. They can hold for 1. 3-pointer on the way. And Garcia able to get it for UNC. Final seconds. Garcia does not get it off. And the Paladins of Furman out of the SoCon playing North Carolina to a stalemate through 20 minutes.
UNC, there's a whole lot of talent in those purple uniforms on the road here. And they've got some confidence. Can UNC run those shooters off the three-point line? Can UNC's perimeter fight through screens and keep guards in front to take away the drive and kick? And can UNC get back in transition and look for those trailing shooters that are banging it down in the secondary transition?
The Paladins have done it from the outside. You saw the numbers. Carolina's bigs, Garcia, Baycott, and Manick, 31 of UNC's 39.
As I can tell you right now, Coach Davis is in that locker room, and he's a guy that knows when to get fired up when needed to, but can communicate, connect with these players at an elite level. And what he's saying is, take some pride in the defensive side. We're good offensively. Continue to be big, play down low, and beat them up. We've got to be more disciplined and play with a sense of urgency on the defensive side.
Leaky Black has more or less pocketed that three-point shot this season. Only 2 attempts. Garcia, swish, 18, a game high for Dawson Garcia.
Yo, I love watching this young man play. He lets the game come to him, and he's got such a dynamic skill set. And a lefty. What's not to love?
Tar Heels got to look up close at Garcia last year when they lost to Marquette. And Garcia had 24 and 11. Hunter, he's got 19. Jordan, UNC's defense was much maligned in that 4-game stretch where they gave up at least 80 in all of those games. But in this 4-game win streak that they're on, they're holding opponents to on average sub-60 as Baycott dunks it in. Is it just the three-point shooting of Furman tonight? What's ailing this Carolina defense?
Well, these are the games you hated. Even if you're a good defensive team that's found your groove, is you're being challenged at every turn. Your conditioning, the mental fatigue sets in. You know you're fighting through screens, a lot of movement, and any daylight they're going to get a 3. How about Armando Bacon? What a lift he's given them in those last 2 sequences. Running the floor. Those are the little things I've noticed in his motor that are separating him this season. He's always been productive. He's always been physical. But he gives this level of effort. Or you give the big man the ball. Give it back to him. Give Baycott the basketball.
Baycott battling for position down low. Love from the outside.
Go get it, big fella.
A foul on the floor. Baycott drew it.
You see Sean May, the big fella, a legend in his own right, up and clapping. Elite post feed to get the ball down low. Baycott with the 2-hand jelly. Then he runs the floor like a deer. 2 more. Big men. That's exactly how you do it. These guards don't want to give you the basketball. Sometimes you got to make them do it.
Leaky Black. So there is the three-pointer, his first of the season, and just his 3rd attempt. They left him open repeatedly. He finally pulls the trigger.
Bacot has provided the juice. Those two plays got the guys lifted and created a spark here in the second stanza.
Slauson gets the friendly bounce. That puts an end to a 7-0 Carolina run. R.J. Davis at the control. Going right back to Bacot, who's tied up. A foul on the floor.
That's the kind of foul you don't need if you're Slauson there. Slauson can't get himself in any foul trouble here. I believe that's maybe only his first, which is good, but you know the double is coming. So Slauson doesn't need to be a hero defensively down low because they're going to double at that point. They're going to force it out of Bacot's hands, and then you just got to recover. You don't need to be selfish or too over the top defensively.
Black again. And that's 2 in a row. North Carolina has matched its largest lead of the game. And a timeout by Bob Ritchie.
Hey, look, he's 0-2, known for that, not really in his bag. He hadn't hit a three. He'd only attempted 2, 9 games through the season. But he's a guy that checks so many boxes. We're always going to talk about the headliners who can fill it up and score 20. But if you talk to Coach Davis about Leaky, he understands his role is as critical to the operation as any because the guy can do so much for this team.
Plays multiple positions, guards multiple positions, contesting the Bothwell jumper. Carolina can extend a 7-point lead. Caleb Love. Stolen away by Slauson. Bacot in pursuit, and he bothered the shot.
Effort play again for the big fella in Bacot.
R.J. Davis the three. And it's Bacot. Who else on the offensive glass?
When you evaluate Armando Bacot as a pro, people are going to say, can he step out and make the three? And that'll be something that needs to be at a show. But the motor, that itself can generate double-figure scoring in a league. That kind of effort is appealing at the next level.
Bacot down low. 12 points, 10 rebounds. His 6th double-double on the season. Foster got Bacot in the air and finishes. That stops a 13-2 North Carolina run. It was a 39-all game at halftime. Davis pretzels inside for 2.
Everything downhill for the Tar Heels. Showing true maturity, not taking what's available beyond the arc, but forcing the issue to attack the rim, understanding they will not be met with resistance.
Hunter, he's got 21. 5th 20-point game of the season. Heels 8 for 10 in this second half, and Davis went down. A foul against Furman. Bacot doing it on both ends.
Outworking the opponent. He's not your Mondo. Building up their stat sheet, scoring a lot of points, but doing what's necessary to win and buying into the game plan is getting into your bigs. Caleb and RJ doing that for better of the team, and that is something we're celebrating alongside Armando Bacot's productivity here in the second half.
Hubert Davis telling us this morning he feels he's got as good a backcourt as anybody in all of Division I. There is Davis from inside the arc. 5 for R.J. Davis. Love has 5. Jordan, you think of the great Carolina teams. You go back to Phil Ford and Kenny Smith. Of course, Ty Lawson, Raymond Felton, Marcus Page, Berry, Kendall Marshall. They all had great point guards. UNC's got 2 who play together.
Yeah, they do, and it makes it awfully dynamic because you can't take away the head of the snake. There's no such thing. It's 5-headed. Bacot was there, by the way, contesting on the baseline in that 3-point shot. You want to talk about motor? Another small box he checks that will go unnoticed by many, not Coach Davis and the staff.
And how about Carolina, the concerted effort to get it to Baycott. He couldn't finish. Brady Manick getting ready to check in for the Heels. A drop off for Foster, and he turns it over. Tonight, 9 Eastern on ESPN. It is Alabama, the 6th-ranked team in the country, against Penny Hardaway's Memphis Tigers. We talked about it in the first half. Well, Penny calling out his veterans, has not liked the way that they have, in his words, not really embraced the young guys on the team. And Memphis has been one of the more disappointing teams, but a chance to get their season righted against the top 10 Bama squad tonight. Davis through traffic. He draws the foul.
Just being opportunistic when the right opportunity presents itself. We talk about efficiency from these guards and Caleb Love, and in this instance, R.J. Davis. Why the percentages were so low last year, and especially for Caleb Love, historically low, was they were taking bad shots. You know what? They were freshmen last year. They've grown up. They put the effort in the offseason. They understand what a good shot is and what proper decision-making is, and that has led to the elevated percentages in efficiency. And R.J. Davis showing it to you there. Last season, that's probably a contested fadeaway three he takes. This year, he attacks a closeout, draws the whistle, goes to the free throw line.
And first-year head coach Hubert Davis, you have UNC's all-time leader in three-point percentage. And he told us today, yeah, we worked on shooting. It was a lot of repetition, but the other part of that equation, Jordan, shot selection.
Yeah, it's the type of shots you take. You take a bad shot, you can be a great shooter. Well, Steph Curry will still shoot a good percentage, but the rest of the country and the nation will not. It's about what kind of shot you're taking.
Does that become the problem sometimes when guys turn on the TV and they see a James Harden or a Dame or a Steph Curry and they say, oh, well, those guys are taking that shot. I'll take that shot. It may not be a good shot for them, even though it's a good shot for those guys.
But if you put in the elite amount of work that those guys put in, and Caleb Love was in the gym, as we talked to Coach Davis, he said nonstop, he put in the work, and you're seeing some of the deeper range threes. He was billed as a shooter coming in, but the reps, truly working at it. You can be gifted as a shooter, but to take it to the next level, you got to put in the time. These guards are doing it.
Rare offensive rebound for Furman. Keane going to work on Baycott. He's got no room to operate. He's blocked. Shot clock at 6. The three is not there. Furman, after making 8 threes in that first half, 0 for 6 from distance in stanza number 2.
And that credit goes to UNC dialing it up defensively, making more of an effort to run these guys off, contest everything, and be aware of guys in transition. Look how up in Leaky Black is on Hunter. He knows that he is the head of the snake for this gifted offensive unit, and he is aware of him at all times.
Anderson's pass stolen away. Here comes Love. And he almost gave it right back. Did he? A turnover for UNC, but the Tar Heels rolling in the second half. 20-8.
And a gentleman, and it's not for people like Charlie Scott. And I don't have the opportunity to play the game. I don't have the opportunity to talk about the game. So forever indebted to an incredible guy that Charlie Scott is.
Bothwell fouled on the way to the rim. First season at the helm for Hubert Davis. Spent 9 as Roy Williams' assistant. Remember, Roy Williams spent 10 years as a Dean Smith assistant. And, you know, we're starting to see Hubert Davis' stamp on this basketball team. You talk about identity. Carolina can still rebound. They still have bigs. But now some of those bigs shoot the three, and they space the floor a little more. And a team that really struggled from the outside the last 2 years is now one of the best three-point shooting teams in the country.
No surprise there. It's the Hubert Davis effect. And while it's still fresh in our minds talking about Charlie Scott, a colleague, good friend of mine, one of the best researchers in the business, Brian Ives, who's a UNC alum, mentioned Charlie Scott's 73rd birthday is tomorrow. So, Charlie, happy birthday to you, and a big-time thank you for all you've done for the game.
Yeah, no doubt. 61-49 after the basket by Anthony Harris. He drove on Baycott, regrets it, and he nearly turned it over. Probably should have taken that three.
Also, correction, Brian Ives, producer now, no longer researcher. Skills to pay the bills.
One. No hand, two. Three.
Furman 0 for 6 from 3 in the second half. 8 of 15 in the first 20 minutes. Hunter's been their best player tonight. 21 points. Forces one up. Good defense by Harris.
I mean, Harris ran up the closeout. So disciplined in nature. Harris stays in the stance, gives up nothing. Doesn't allow a blow by, an attack of the closeout. And then when the ball goes up, contests without fouling. Clinical in the effort defensively there from Anthony Harris.
Denise Schroff, Jordan Cornette with you Tuesday night. The Dean Dome in Chapel Hill, the site for Furman in North Carolina, as Manic misfires. Jordan, when you look at the ACC, the narrative over the last month has been it's Duke, and then question mark, question mark, question mark. It appears now it's Duke and Carolina, and then, you know, all the Riddler-sized question marks afterwards.
And when you look at those two teams in Duke and North Carolina, as Baycott just continues to be big, athletic, and too much of a load down low. These two teams have a ton of talent. NBA talent. They can score the basketball. Both play an impressive first five and have star power. Which team shoots the ball better?
North Carolina. Not even close.
Not even close. North Carolina is one of the top 10 shooting teams in the country. Something nobody expected a season ago, but it speaks to the evolution of this group. They have the bigs down low. Williams is one heck of a big for Duke. Let me tell you what, this final iteration of Coach K versus UNC, as we see Baycott once more, it's going to be some of the best basketball in a rivalry that, like our guy Jay Billis says, always delivers. Are you kidding me? I cannot wait for those.
Especially with the fans back this year, it's going to be raucous. Love, too much dribbling, he gets it back. The lob for Manic, the touch pass, Baycott. Too strong. And a foul on the floor before the drive by Hunter. It's funny, Jordan, because we know Paolo Banchero, he's gotten a ton of buzz. Duke had that win against Gonzaga. But they have not been a great three-point shooting team, and listen, that is a prerequisite in this era of basketball.
Well, you've got a couple guys on this UNC roster that are shooting better than 40%. On the Duke roster, Joey Baker's shooting 40%. The other guys are hovering around 30. Now, look, the three-point line isn't the end-all, be-all. I still think Duke is one of the two best teams right now in the country. I look at them and I look at Baylor as my two favorite teams as Furman finally gets their first three to go. This is a Duke team that plays downhill, that is defensively tough. I think Williams is one of the most underrated players in the country. He's a first-round draft pick. I just think these two teams need to be spoken about a little bit more closely because I do believe they're neck and neck.
First three of the second half by Furman. Love, tough shot, Manic, bleeding. 13 for the OU transfer.
I can't stress enough, having done UNC games for the last few years, they would get bored with how easy it is down low. And then they would get away from it. They have not gotten bored the least bit with their interior dominance in this game. And their guards have continued to allow the offense to flow that way. And defensively, they have elevated as a whole to take away the three-point line. This has been a mature effort thus far from UNC, most especially in the second half.
Now, we had a feeling they would feed the paint They just haven't stopped. Hubert Davis told us, hey, that's our size advantage in this game. Furman does not have a rotation player taller than 6'7". You've got Baycott at 6'10", Garcia at 6'11", Manick at 6'9", Leaky Black is 6'8".
I said to Coach, Coach Davis, you take the productivity of Garcia, of Manick, of Baycott, and you push them into one person, it's the greatest production of a big of all time since like Wilt Chamberlain. And he stopped deadpan and looked at me and said, Jordan, I don't want to change those three and make them into one. I love these three individually. You see what they're doing, don't you? And how they can hurt the opponent in a variety of ways. That dynamic front line is a gift, and he is enjoying the present this holiday season.
He did not want your Voltron presence. Not this Christmas. Not
defense. Tigers get a tough Alabama team. Top of the hour, ESPN at each.
All right, thank you, Kevin. For Duke, it's their first game since that loss to Ohio State. Well, look at Bob Ritchie, fifth-year head coach at Furman, and in this age of transfers and constant player movement, at a mid-major that has a veteran core in Hunter, Bothwell, and Slauson, Jordan, he's built continuity, and all three of those guys, if they wanted to go play somewhere else, would have that opportunity, maybe in a bigger league. It says a lot about what Bob Ritchie has built, that they've decided to stay at Furman and try to see this through and get this Paladins team to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 1980.
It's a belief in system and identity, and a coach who's come through the ranks of this program that knows it as good as any. So when you have that continuity, a system that has proven to work, there's a trust that's there between player and coach, and that is something that at times you feel like is becoming ancient in the college game. Cough, cough, Brian Kelly. But as you watch this kind of thing happen, it's really cool to see, because clearly these players enjoy their coach, enjoy this program, and are completely loyal to it.
Are you saying it's a family?
My family. It's all about family at Furman. Are you kidding me?
Bob Ritchie saying the message to a lot of his guys was, hey, we try to grow our own, and the grass is only greener when we cut it. Volleyball, Manick almost stepped out of bounds, throws it in the backcourt. It comes to Anderson.
And when you've removed the three-point line as a weapon for as long as you have in this game, the confidence from the shooters in Furman, it completely dissipates. And now the greatest weapon, the only opportunity they have to keep this one close, has been erased, and that's the three-point line. 1 of 12 for a group that shoots it so efficiently from beyond the arc at around 40%. I mean, you have made them play left-handed this second half.
Carolina has doubled up Furman 26-13 since the break. Manick kisses it off the window, but too much. Here comes Conley Garrison, the D2 transfer, Drury University in Missouri. He's got maturity too. He's married, tied the knot this past July with longtime sweetheart Maggie. Married guys always seem to have a different aura about them in college, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe they can tell me how to crack the code and be a better partner. My wife is yelling from downstairs as she's watching the game. Doing my best.
I don't want to get in the middle of this one.
Working with them. Challenge is very different, but love it every minute of it.
Garrison through the trees. Bothwell, corner three. Big bounce. There's Garcia, the board.
Now you're getting good looks from three, and your confidence is completely waned. And UNC is going to wait for nobody. This is a group that is going to run, going to get easy ones. I'm telling you, I love the discipline from UNC that we've seen in the second half, because that's what has defined their ability to build this team.
Leaky Black has 9. Bothwell going to work on Black, who takes it away. Furman scored 39 in that first half. on pace for close to 80, and they have been shackled offensively in this second half.
I think that's going to be a defensive goaltend, and you can hear Slauson saying that's him. I think Garcia was the one who altered his own shot.
Alabama in the top 10. North Carolina on the cusp of the AP poll. They were technically 27th. Got the second most votes of any team not in the top 25. Looking to make it 5 straight wins. And Schropp, Jordan Cornette with you on Tuesday night. Furman has gone cold from 3 in the second half, and that has allowed North Carolina to pull away. Dawson Garcia really got things started early for UNC, and then it was Armando Bacot, one of the other bigs, who set the tone on both ends of the floor early in that second half.
And let me tell you, Furman, in this last stretch of a couple minutes, has gotten decent looks from the perimeter. Their just juice is completely gone. I mean, Slauson thinking about it when he's all alone from the wing. Another opportunity that he'll take it here, but I mean, the lid is on the basketball. And it started with defensive effort for the Tar Heels to take it away. Now the confidence is so shot that clean looks Furman cannot convert. And the worst thing for a shooter is to go into the half when you're hot, sit around for 15 minutes, come back out and try and keep that same juice. It's gone.
Furman with a scoring drought of 6 minutes. And that 3 goes. Caleb Love, he's got 10, his second 3. Multiple 3s now for Love in 4 straight games.
And 2-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio for Love. You'll live and love having that from Caleb.
Alex Williams, the freshman sniper from downtown. Like you, a Cincinnati guy.
Better be a Skyline guy, or there'll be some heavy judgment coming from this side.
Okay, come on. Anybody who's been there more than once knows Skyline is not it, brother.
How dare you? You're lucky we only have 2 more minutes on air together, or this could get really awkward.
Grater's Ice Cream, on the other hand, I will give you that one.
1 out of 2 ain't bad. Isn't that what Milo said? No, he didn't.
Jordan, if UNC holds Furman below 65, that would be 5 straight opponents held below that threshold after 4 straight teams put up 80-plus on UNC. When you zoom out and you say, 1 or 2 things that point to this defensive turnaround, what is it?
The turnaround in today's game would be a buy-in, an understanding of, hey, what can beat us? The 3-point line. Let's take it away. And that, Anish, is the mark of a winning group, one we'll talk about after.
Some crooked numbers against this Heels defense. They had given up 80-plus to the likes of Charleston and Brown leading up to that, and it seems they have forged this defensive identity. We saw it really take root in the Michigan game in the Big Ten ACC Challenge.
Yeah, and defense was their Achilles heel, so a group that wants to be great improves and works at that. And those 8 days in the lab practicing, as Coach Davis said, was paramount to the operation. They shored up defensively. You tell me this isn't a top 25 team? I mean, that's not for long. This group, as I watch them, and not just judging them off today, but this group has the look of a top 10 team. And that's where they should find themselves if they stay on this track. It's them and Duke, in my opinion, as the 2 best in the ACC, which has some talent in there. They need to start rattling off wins. They have the talent, a true 5, and a couple of rotation guys to do it. Anybody can give you 20 at any given night. Tonight it was Dawson Garcia. This is a special, loaded, talented group with an identity.
A double-doubles tonight from Garcia and Bacot. Manick chipped in with 13. The guards didn't have to do much of the scoring like they had been doing. They played 9 points tonight.
And what this UNC team will pride themselves on is 2 of 18 shooting from 3 from Furman in the second half. That's the type of adjustments of a winning group. 18 assists to only 8 turnovers. So UNC was taking care of the basketball in percentages that you'll love. 55% the second half from the field, getting what they needed and staying away from the three-point line.
Hubert Davis emptying some of his bench. Justin McCoy in there. Number 22, the Virginia transfer. Kerwin Walton, who hadn't played in the second half up until now. Their best three-point shooter last year is in. They've got a couple of freshmen on the floor, too. Dontrez Styles and DeMarco Dunn. Hubert Davis telling us those guys have been practicing well. Right now, this is a deep roster. It's a stacked team. You really have to work for your minutes.
But you know what that helps? You're going to get better in practice when you're that deep. Your first 5 going against your second 5, you're going to challenge each other. This group can only get better and enriched in practice. That's massive.
5 straight wins for the Tar Heels. They've held all 5 of those opponents to below 65 points. Don't forget about Furman.